Okay, we talked about proportions in the last video, and you had a chance to see what you could do on A, B, and C. And so I'm going to go over how this the answers and how this should have looked. Okay, so the first problem, I just love the first problem. It says that they have the dosage of vitamins for 2 dogs. And don't you just love the names Bruiser and Dustball? Oh, I just love them. Okay, so Bruiser is 80 pounds. 80 pounds. And little Dustball is 7 pounds. Fits, right? The Bruiser's big, giant. I just picture that dog, 80 pounds. Probably has a great bark. Although Dustball, usually the littlest animals have the biggest bark because they think they're like, I don't know. It just seems like they bark really loud, little dogs. Okay, okay. Now I'm gonna back to the math. So I have this ratio up here. Here's my ratio. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. I have 1 tablespoon, and notice I'm using labels to 10 pounds. Okay, and I'm setting up this ratio. And so Bruiser's 80 pounds. So would I put the 80 on the top or the bottom? Well, I'm going to put it with the pounds. 80 pounds. Wait, is he 80 pounds? Yeah, yes, okay. I'm just making sure. Okay, so if that's true, then if for every 10 pounds I'm doing 1 teaspoon, I'm increasing this by 10 times, right? He has 10 times the amount of pounds than this dosage is, which means I would multiply this by 8 also, right? So there's 1 teaspoon for every 10 pounds. And so Bruiser's going to need 8 teaspoons of that vitamin, of the whatever. So now I go to Dustball, okay? Now Dustball, same dosage, so same initial ratio. So I got 1 over 10, right? 1 teaspoon, notice my labels, and 10 pounds. There we go. And again, equal, right? 2 equal ratios. I'm making them equal. But now I have 7 pounds. Oops, 7 pounds. 7 pounds. Okay, so I'm now going from 10 to 7. So if 7 pounds is less than 10 pounds, I'm not even going to have a whole teaspoon, right? Because I have to get to 10 pounds. And so that means I'm figuring out what am I multiplying 10 by to get 7. So I'm going to divide that, okay? And it's going to be times 0.7. And so I am going, if I put that in the calculator, you should check me, okay? So then this would be 0.7 teaspoons. Okay, so let's just look. I want to just say, looking at what we did in the other, in the first video, notice here's my ratio. Here's my ratio. Okay, up and down. Okay, and pounds, teaspoons, pounds, teaspoons. Okay, so I have everything lined up just the way I need it. I don't have anything, no diagonal lines. I don't have teaspoons diagonally from each other or pounds diagonally from each other. I have the ratio aligned and I have the labels aligned. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the jogging. It says that jogging 5 miles burns 500 calories. So I'm going to and I'm going to set this up differently, and I want you to watch how I do this, okay? So, because here's the way, this one especially shows how much easier it is setting it up one way or another. So I have 5 miles is the same as 500 calories. Okay, there's my ratio. Okay, and remember we said we could also do it where we had 5 miles equals 500 calories, right? So I have oh, wait, let me get this line. So I have line equals line. Okay, so here I have the ratio on top here, and here I have the ratio up and down. Okay, now they want to know how many miles do you have to run to get rid of a 1,200 calorie meal, which I'm going to tell you is a lot of calories. And so I'm matching, look, calories across from calories. And so I'm going to put 1,200 calories here because I'm up and down, right? So look at my thing. Calories, okay? Up and down, over and across, okay? But now I want you to look at which would be easier to divide. Do I want to divide, find out, what I'm scaling up, how much I'm multiplying 500 to get 1,200? Or do I want to figure out how much it takes to multiply by 5 to get 500? Or what do I divide 500 by to get 5? Okay, and myself, this is awesome. This one is awesome. I love this one because I can do it in my head. Here we go. I know that 500 divided by 100 is 5, which means 1,200 divided by 100 is going to be 12. So my answer is going to be 12 miles. That's my answer. Okay, and it's just a great example. And I would get the same answer here. Okay, it wouldn't change the answer. But since I can do this one on the right in my head, that's where I'm going. I'm going to do the one that I feel helps me make sure that I'm getting the right answer, and is in my I can file it in my brain really easily. Okay, next one says we have 8 miles. Tanisha runs 8 miles or jogs 8 miles in 2 hours. And she wants to know, well, how long would it take her to do 12 miles? So let's do the same thing. Let's set it up 2 different ways. So I have 8 miles, okay, in 2 hours. And she is talking about 12 miles. Okay, so here's my ratio up and down. Well, let's put the ratio across from each other. So I have 2 hours, right, is 8 miles. And I want to know what 12 is. Okay, so I'm looking at these and I'm saying, okay, so I'm good here. I have the ratio here. Here's my ratio. I took it right out of the problem. Here's the ratio, either up and down or across from each other. Get that I in there. Okay, and I have my labels, miles, right? So this is going to be hours. I have miles, okay? This is going to be hours, all right? But notice that in this case here, I have to figure out what I multiply 8 by to get 12. Okay, and I can figure it out, and I know it because, well, I've been doing these things forever. But this one, look at this one. This one is awesome because I know that 8 is 4 times bigger than 2, which means that if I divide 8 by 4, I get 2, which means if I divide 12 by 4, I'm going to get 3 hours, which is going to be the answer. And again, I would get the same thing here. This is just easier. So the fact that you have some flexibility in how you set up the proportion, makes the math easier. Okay, let's go down to the bottom problem. Now, just to be clear, I want to make sure that we understand. So this is height. Okay, this is height. So as the label, and this is height. Okay. And this 8 foot right here is length. And the length of the big tree, right, is going to be 40 and 8. So that ratio is going to look like this. It's going to look, I have 5 feet height, okay, to 8 feet length. So length, height. I would have X here because I don't know what that is. And the length here would be 48. Notice that I have to add these two together, okay? There goes, that's really how far the tree, from the top of the tree down to here, okay? That's the whole triangle, so I have to add those together. That's 48. And I've set this up nicely. Oh, don't you love this? This is great. Notice, times 6, right? Times 6. So I have 8 to 48 is the same as 5 to something. And so I'm seeing that this is times 6. So this is times 6. This is going to be times 6, okay? So I know that the height of this tree that I drew here, pretty crazy looking, but it's a tree, is going to be 30 feet, right? Because I know that I have to keep, if I multiply the bottom by 6, I have to scale up the top by 6, and so that would be 30 feet. Are we good? Okay, those are the answers. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a quiz, and so you'll go back to Classroom and you'll Google Classroom, and you'll see the link there.